We are Belco. We never stop. We never sleep. Together, we power Bermuda. We are not just employees. We are a family of 257 people who are experts in our field. We are mentors, ensuring the next generation of experts. We use fuel to generate electrical energy. We generate power by operating and running 17 generators. We work through the night to start your mornings and on holidays to power your celebrations. We monitor generators 24/7 to ensure an uninterrupted energy supply. We manage all of Bermuda's electricity and our operations center is always running. We transmit your energy from Belco to 34 substations across Bermuda and direct to your homes and businesses through overhead wires. We keep Belco moving. Our mechanical and electrical engineers work above, below, and all around to keep you switched on. We protect our team and work every day for a safer environment. We constantly work to conserve Bermuda. We support Bermuda, our Bermuda. Above all, we serve you. We are Belco.
Live from Bermuda Broadcasting, this is ZBM TV9 News.
You're watching Bermuda Broadcasting News. It's Monday, the 21st of May. I'm Diane Brewer, and thank you for joining us tonight. A man filmed kicking another man in the head on Front Street in early May has pleaded guilty to an assault charge. The images gained widespread publicity recently after being shared on social media, and Jasmine Patterson has those details.
Appearing in Magistrates Court, 31-year-old Treadwell Smith pleaded guilty to unlawfully assaulting Rakai Outerbridge on May 2nd this year in Pembroke. The court heard police officers were called to a disturbance at the No. 1 shed on Front Street around 7:50 that evening. Mr. Outerbridge was found bleeding from the ears after an apparent altercation. After inquiring, police say Outerbridge was intoxicated and was fighting a woman. Smith then intervened, throwing Outerbridge over a nearby bench and hitting him with his fists no less than 13 times. He then returned to Mr. Outerbridge, who was on the ground, and kicked him in the face, leaving him unconscious. At the Hamilton police station, Smith said after watching the video recording of the incident, he admitted to fighting the man and apologized for his actions. Prosecutors say Smith has multiple previous convictions involving robbery and dishonesty offenses. Magistrate Tyrone Chin asked the defendant if he had anything to say, and Smith said the man called him a gay slur, explaining, quote, "This guy was making sexual comments. He knows I'm not that way. It's not the first time he's done it. He slandered my name. I apologize. What I did was wrong." End quote. He added, "He's a nuisance to everyone." Magistrate Chin ordered pre-sentencing reports on Smith and bailed him in the amount of $1,500 with a like surety. Smith is also banned from contact with the complainant. He is due to appear in court for sentencing on June 29th. Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
And in other news, an American passenger has been fined $350 for having a single live bullet in his backpack. 21-year-old honeymooner James Lathan was arrested when security guards found the ammunition using X-ray equipment as he boarded a ship on Heritage Wharf on May the 19th. A passenger who was traveling on the cruise liner Anthem of the Seas told the court he had recently been at a gun range in his hometown and was unaware the bullet was there. He also explained that the ship has since left the island and he had spent 2 days in jail before appearing before the court at a time when he should have been enjoying his honeymoon. Latham told the court, "I am truly sorry," and said it would not happen again. And staying with the courts, a legal challenge to the controversial Domestic Partnership Act has been launched in the Supreme Court today. Lawyer Mark Pettingill, representing gay Bermudian Roderick Ferguson, argued that the act has taken away the right of same-sex couples to marry in breach of fundamental rights set out in the Constitution. He has called the new legislation a big step backwards. It's set to go into effect on June the 1st, meaning the end of same-sex marriages in Bermuda. Out Bermuda activist Mary Ellen Jackson has also taken legal action against the government, and the hearing is expected to last 4 days. Well, we'll have more for you after the short break, including news of a historic anniversary anniversary being celebrated tomorrow, and all the latest weather. Stay with us.
I got these for seasickness last week, and they're terrible.
That's strange.
I know. I put one behind each ear like you're supposed to, and nothing happened.
These are tablets. You're meant to take them with water.
I got this pump for my asthma. Hasn't changed anything.
Show me how you're using it. It's an inhaler. You're meant to breathe it in.
Well, this toothpaste, definitely off.
It's a hemorrhoid cream.
Well, that explains why my gums are shrinking.
This is Rick Blomquist of De Pere, Wisconsin. His life is pretty comfortable. He lives in a comfy home, wears comfortable shoes. He even has a comfortable job. Rick Blomquist thought he had comfort all figured out. But then he laid on a Certa and realized his life was only just sorta comfortable.
Living a lie.
The new Certa iComfort Hybrid Mattress. Not just sorta comfortable, Certa comfortable.
Feel the difference a good night's sleep can make. Exclusively available at Dreams, Bermuda's only mattress gallery.
Philadelphia International Medicine, PIM, provides international patients and physicians with access to an unmatched network of world-renowned doctors, surgeons, and hospitals that deliver personalized medical, surgical, and rehabilitative care ranked among the best in the world. Since 1999, Philadelphia International Medicine has helped patients and physicians from around the globe eliminate the guesswork, planning, and anxiety of finding and connecting with doctors and hospitals ranked among the best in the world. With 8 hospitals, 2 medical schools, 2 cancer centers, and hundreds of top doctors, only PIM can bring you into its medical family with one easy phone call or email.
Welcome back. Well, tomorrow sees a major anniversary of a historic day in Bermudian history. On May the 22nd, 1968, exactly 50 years ago, a new constitution saw the island hold its first election where universal suffrage held sway. But as peace activist Glenn Fubler told Tarai Trot today, the achievement of the universal right to vote did not come without a struggle.
But that 68 Constitution grew out of 50 years prior of work on the part of so many people, all the way from Gladys Morrell in 1919, who by 1944, after 25 years, was able to see the success in the Parliament of women's voters' rights. And then from there, and she did that with the assistance of one Eustace Cann, who also did a lot to birth the Bermuda Workers Association, which is synonymous with Dr. Gordon, and that was the platform on which a lot of work was done in the 50s and 60s.
Briefly, what was life like in Bermuda in terms of human rights before 1968? Before
1968, the voting rights were such that between 63 and 68 was an interim period. After all of the success of the theater boycott and what was called the Committee for Universal Adult Suffrage in 1960, headed up by Roosevelt Brown, the changes were made to let everybody vote. However, they retained what was called a plus vote for people who earned land of a certain value. So most people had a right to vote, but some people had, about 10% had this plus vote, which, as you know, is not...
So it wasn't fully equal.
It wasn't democratic, right.
And Attorney General Kathy Simmons will play a key role in tomorrow's celebrations at City Hall between noon and 2 p.m. She's expected to cast a first symbolic vote as a show of thanks to all those Bermudians who helped to lay the foundation for the Constitution.
Anytime on their lunch hour, they don't have to be there that long, but at noon itself, the Attorney General, who has remit over the Constitution, the Honorable Kathy Simmons, will cast that first ballot symbolic of a vote of thanks. And this will be expressing appreciation. So everybody will get, those attending will get a ballot paper, just 3 by 8, and they can put in their own words their feelings of appreciation to all of those many who brought us this far, those trailblazers.
And just a reminder, if you would like to join the celebrations and cast a symbolic ballot of your own, then the ceremonies will take place between noon and 2 p.m. tomorrow at City Hall. Turning to weather news, sunny and very warm conditions all day. What's up for the rest of our week? Here's the latest from AccuWeather headquarters.
AccuWeather is presented by BF&M Insurance Group. We now go to AccuWeather headquarters.
The BF&M Insurance Group is pleased to bring you tonight's AccuWeather forecast. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Brittany Boyer. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Nice and dry today. We do have a couple of chances for some showers in the coming days, but at this point it is quiet outside. There's a cold front to our north that's triggering up some issues out toward the East Coast, but no problems here locally. We can actually go ahead and look at our radar here. Last several hours, not a whole lot happening. You can see the moisture to our north, and we could really use some rainfall right now across the island. If we look at the numbers so far this month, I mean, it's getting pretty late in the month, May 21st right now. So far this month, we've had less than 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. Typically for the entire month of May, we should have over 4.5 inches of rain. So hopefully at some point we start to get that rain, but just a couple of chances in the forecast for this week. So we've been under the influence of that Bermuda high. It's been nice. It's been dry. Temperatures have been exactly where they should be for this time of the year. And as we look at our winds with our futurecast in the next couple of days, you can see by the time we get into Wednesday, the winds will be picking up out of the south here. And then there is going to be a weak frontal boundary that passes through. Now, between Wednesday and Thursday, that's where we'll have the opportunity for some showers, possibly even some thunderstorms. But this is going to be a relatively weak cold front. It's not going to produce a lot of rainfall, definitely not going to make up for what we're lacking at this point, and we're really not going to see a cool down in our temperatures either. So temperatures right now across the island, hopefully had a great Monday. We're in the upper 70s right now. Humidity sitting between 60 and 65%. Winds are light out of the southwest. The water currently sitting at 78 degrees, so feeling pretty nice out there in the water, and we don't have any issues as far as marine alerts are concerned for this Monday evening. For tonight, temperatures sitting near normal, 73 degrees, couple of patchy clouds. Typically we put the marine alerts up here for you, but there's no problems out there. Low tide tonight coming in just before 8:45 and high tide early on Tuesday just after 3 a.m. So for tomorrow, another beautiful day. Temperatures right around 80 degrees, partly sunny, a low of 73. And if you're doing some traveling, we'll take you out toward the East Coast where we will have some rain tomorrow in Toronto, New York, also Boston, even the southeast dealing with rain and thunderstorms. Meantime, Jamaica, Barbados, and Trinidad also right now at least looking at some showers and thunderstorms. No development in the tropics, but we are watching the Gulf of Mexico right now. A lot of showers and downpours in the southeast. That's going to be something to watch, but that's not going to be an issue for us here locally. Here's your extended forecast. Here's the chance of showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. Friday, we've got Bermuda Day. If you're running the half marathon at this point, we should be in good shape. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. But this week, temperatures staying comfortable in the upper 70s.
AccuWeather was presented by BF&M Insurance Group.
I was diagnosed with illness. Very frightening because my son had just turned 1 and it was a cancer. So I'm young, new baby, and I needed to get the care that I knew would be definitive so that I wanted to be around for him for a very long time. I got in contact with BF&M, and BF&M was able to commit at that time to doing at least 50%, so we were comfortable, okay, well, we're gonna go. We got off the plane actually the day of the procedure, and on my way to the limo, my case manager called and she says, "Kiana, we got it, you're covered at 100%. And I cried all the way to the office because I was just so happy. The BF&M difference is that I really felt that the case manager really was concerned about my overall care, and because of that I really appreciated them. I think that personal care, that willingness to listen, and then to work until they were able to get it so that I could get full coverage really made the difference for me.
Welcome to Furniture Walk. At Furniture Walk, we have one of the island's widest selections of top brand home furnishings, including Stearns & Foster, Craftmaster, Natuzzi, Universal, Bassett, and many more. Whether you're freshening up your living room or remodeling your entire home, we have all the brands and top quality furnishings you'll need. We also offer in-house financing. Can't find what you're looking for in store? No problem. We can special order it for you. Our website has an even larger selection of the world's best furniture. Stop by our Paget store and we'll be happy to help you get on your way to finding the perfect selection for your home or office. Furniture Walk, furnishing Bermuda's homes for over 30 years.
I've been diabetic for 13, 14 years.
People develop type 2 diabetes over a number of years.
People can lose their sight. There are other people who have lost their limbs through amputations. There are many people who are on dialysis, and you're at increased risk for things like strokes and heart disease.
I had fears that I would have a heart attack, or I would have a stroke, or I would lose limbs, or lose my eyesight. The program Diabetes Reversal has made me really realize that it's a lifestyle change.
The program is designed so that the patient can learn to take control of the disease instead of this disease taking control of you.
I feel so good. I feel like I've been given a second chance.
It's not a crash course, it's not a diet course, it doesn't involve supplements or pills or anything like that.
Just take that leap of faith and know that there is a way without medication.
I invite you to take the first step on the journey of the Diabetes Reversal Program here at the Premier Health and Wellness Center.
Welcome back. Think you have what it takes to help turn public education around? Well, this might be your chance, as the post of Education Commissioner is once again being advertised. And this time the job is a little more attractive from a salary perspective. Gary Moreno brings us up to speed.
Anyone interested will have to get their application for the $161,400 job in by May 30th this year. The successful applicant will report directly to the permanent secretary. However, that arrangement had been frowned upon in the Bermuda Public School 2017 overview document, which made it clear the commissioner should serve in conjunction with and not under the supervision of the permanent secretary. That report, which was leaked to Bermuda Broadcasting, underscored the need for an effective relationship between the two to ensure harmony between operations and policy making. Asked whether the higher salary was geared toward attracting overseas applicants, we were told by a spokesperson for the ministry the increase reflects the 2.5% union-negotiated salary increase all BPSU officers received. Now, anyone seeking to become the new Education Commissioner must have a degree or equivalent in educational administration, along with a professional qualification in an educational discipline and a minimum of 15 years relevant experience with 10 years at a senior management level or equivalent. We asked if anyone at the Ministry of Department ticks all of these boxes, but did not get a straight answer. We were advised, though, that as per the recruitment process for all government posts, anyone can apply. All officers in the Department of Education who have the requisite qualifications and experience are in fact eligible to apply. We did not get a response as to whether, given the circumstances under which he left the post, Dr. Freddie Evans, the former Commissioner of Education, will also be eligible to apply. But a well-placed source at the ministry told us they see no reason why Dr. Evans should be disqualified, given that he has a 33-year track record in the island's public school system. Contacted about any desire he might have to retain as Education Commissioner, Dr. Evans told us, quote, "I would always be interested in serving the Bermuda public school system," unquote. Elsewhere, there is already criticism that the ad is geared more to a manager and not so much a transformational visionary who can lead through personal engagement. The Commissioner, though, will, among other things, be accountable for the administrative and instructional leadership of the Department of Education. There are also financial and human resource aspects to the role. Ironically, the 2017 overview of the Bermuda public school system, as we have reported, indicates that progress is currently hampered by the politicization of public education. The author of the overview advocates a clear division between the Ministry and the Department of Education, as well as autonomy over budget, hiring and transfer decisions, and the use of professional knowledge and technical expertise to allow the department to effectively deliver on Plan 2022. Gary Moreno, reporting for the Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Thanks, Gary. In other news, it's been a whole year since the island's first radiation therapy treatment center opened its doors. The Bermuda Cancer and Health Center says those needing cancer treatment can now have it done here at home, surrounded by friends and family. Doctors have treated 130 patients so far at no cost, but more than a third are uninsured or underinsured, raising concerns about sustaining the service.
Since opening, we have treated 130 patients. That is 130 people who do not have to go overseas and sit in a lonely hotel room for anywhere from 4 to 10 weeks receiving their radiation treatment.
The event celebrated the partnership with the Dana-Farber Brigham and Women's Cancer Center and the BHB over the past year. It has proven to be a success, according to the head oncologist.
130 patients with external beam radiation, which is more patients than have ever managed to get overseas to receive overseas radiation in the past, which highlights that our model of collaborative care with the fantastic team here in Bermuda, working closely with a dedicated and wonderful team over at Brigham and Women's Hospital, does deliver world-class care here.
The facility has been identified as a potential model for similar centers around the world as the burden of cancer continues to grow.
Our model of care has actually been recognised and impressed a number of people around the world. I've been asked about how we've done this and how people can potentially copy it or do something similar from people in the US, Canada, the UK, Belgium, New Zealand, Australia, Cambodia, Papua New Guinea, Pacific Islands and the Caribbean. So in a very, very small period of time, people are saying, okay, this is interesting, we can see what they're doing, and what can we do to kind of copy it? And actually, if you look at the global effort to fight cancer, the cancer burden is getting more complex, it's getting more challenging. But if you break it down to the basics that you need, it comes down to prevention, to early detection, to access to care, and to collaboration to sustain that benefit.
According to an overseas expert, Bermuda's treatment is on the cutting edge of cancer care.
As we do work around the world, I point to this collaboration, how it came about, the model for implementation, as the shining example of what can happen. You have an energized, engaged community. You have fantastic local practitioners. You have a board that's engaged. You have governmental leaders. You have a hospital that's engaged. And together with outside groups such as ours, we've been able to provide truly cutting-edge care to people.
Doctors are able to share information in cases of rare cancers where extra support is needed. The two leading cancers in Bermuda are prostate and breast cancer. In future, the center hopes to continue fundraising efforts such as the past weekend's Relay for Life event, funds that replenish the Equal Access Fund for patients without insurance. It's hoped the center will be able to provide a 360 holistic approach to cancer care that includes spiritual as well as other forms of guidance for patients. Jasmine Patterson reporting for Bermuda Broadcasting News.
Still to come, why some residents of Marsh Valley may be creating a stink next week, and Earl Baisden will have all the latest sports news in just a few minutes.
Carl, you're not entering this race. You cannot do it. You're not strong enough. It's too dangerous.
Please, son, listen to your father.
I can do it. I'll show you, Dad. I'll show everyone. I can do this. I know I can! Who's there? Show yourself.
So you're looking to join the derby? Come with me if you want to win. You'll be faster. You'll be stronger. You'll be better than the rest of them. You'll be a winner. Can you feel it? The Ducks are coming back.
Rubber Duck Derby, June 3rd, 2018. Adopt a duck to support Friends of Hospice.
Here it comes! The most exciting event of 2018, when the Oracle Boat Shed and Dockyard is the place to be. Sunday, May 27th, with the chance to come on down and play The Price is Right for fabulous prizes. Featuring the famous signature Four-Ways Brunch with jazz music provided by the unit at either 11:30 or 2 p.m. with The Price is Right immediately after each seating, hosted by Mike Bishop. Proceeds will benefit Friends of Hospice, a charity supporting Agape House. Tickets of $150 per person will include your Four-Ways Brunch, first mimosa, seat at The Price is Right, and one chance to win a luxury Mercedes-Benz GLA car, courtesy of Prestige Autos Limited. Book online at ptix.bm. But hurry, as seating is limited. Sponsored in part by Martini, Wedco, American Airlines, and Bermuda Blueprinting. We look forward to asking you to come on down. This is a Planning Factory Bermuda and Sound Concepts production.
Welcome back. Sports now in a busy weekend across the island and further afield. Here's Earl Baisden with all the details in tonight's sports package.
Kaiwan Miners and his Gowden, Just Ash Rick, will represent Bermuda at the upcoming CAC Games in Colombia this coming July. Bermuda's second Rugby North America's Men's 15 tournament match saw them fall yet again. Bermuda traveled to Trinidad a week after falling 48-28 to USA South at the National Sports Center. Trinidad edged a gritty Bermuda team 27-24 to begin their campaign in the championship division. In losing both matches, Bermuda now face relegation. The bottom place side from the America's Rugby North Championship will be relegated to the America's Rugby North Cup. Tyler Smith competed in the British University and Colleges Sports Triathlon Standard Distance Championships in Southport, England. Smith finished second, picking up the silver medal out of 133 competitors in the men's race with a time of 1:51.08. He finished 25 seconds behind the winner, Matthew Nelson, who clocked 1:50.43. Tough Dogs have a hand on the Central County Cup after defeating the defending champions, Western Stars, by 3 wickets on Saturday at the Devonshire Recreation Club. Western Stars won the toss and decided to bat, and they were restricted to 226 for 9 after their 50 overs. Brian Hall was their top scorer with 46, while Justin Robinson was 41 not out when the inning came to a close. Jordan De Silva was the pick of the Tough Dog bowlers with figures of 10 overs, 4 for 51. Derek Brinkman bowled 10 overs, 5 maidens, 2 for 18. In reply, Tough Dog scored 232 for 7 after 40.3 overs. Brinkman was their top scorer with 68, while De Silva added 47. Seth Campbell, William White, and Neon Steed all grabbed 2 wickets each, with Steed returning figures of 3 overs, 2 for 25. The Bermuda Cricket Board's 50-over league got underway yesterday, where, in Premier Division play, Bailey's Bay won by 93 runs over Western Stars. Bailey's Bay were out for 157, with Western Stars bowled out for 64. At Lords and St. David's picked up a 2-wicket victory over Southampton Rangers. Southampton Rangers were out for 118, with St. David's scoring 119 for 8. At the Somerset Cricket Club, St. George's Cricket Club defeated the host by 47 runs. St. George's Cricket Club would score 332 for 6, with Somerset all out for 285. In First Division play, Somerset Bridge won by 4 wickets over PHC. PHC were all out for 209, with Somerset Bridge scoring 210 for 6. Warwick Workmen's won by 7 wickets over Willowcotts. Willowcotts were all out for 100, with Warwick Workmen scoring 103 for 3. Matthew Oliveira and his Hot Tubes teammates continue competing in the Promo 37E International Junior Cycling Race in Belgium. Day 2 saw 2 stages take place. The second stage was the individual time trial that covered some 12.2 kilometers. Oliveira finished 58th, clocking a time of 16:07.4. The afternoon saw the competitors go right into a ride and line 102.8 kilometer stage race. Oliveira would finish 70th with a time of 2:26.39. After 3 stages, Oliveira stands in 56th with an overall time of 5 hours, 18 minutes and 26 seconds. He is 1 minute and 9 seconds behind the overall leader, Van Welder, who has a time of 5 hours, 17 minutes and 17 seconds. The International Snooker Tournament came to an end inside the Ocean View Golf Club on Saturday. Pat Burke was crowned the low scratch champion after defeating Paul Fedden in the final. Steve Pavlik won the singles handicap title after his final win over Tyler Moniz. The doubles champions were Brake and Jeff Brunn, who defeated Kino Zool and Jamie Brunn. Peter Thompson defeated John Watson in the high scratch final. After 4 days of the Validus Bermuda National Swimming Championships, we now bring you the overall individual winners. Giada Dudley Pun won the 12 and under girls division with 3,083 points. Josephine Jordan was second with 3,043 points, and Maisha Sharif was third with 2,896 points. Harlan Watson-Brown won the 12 and under boys division with 2,093 points. Diali Luguri was second with 1,926 points, and Finn Watson-Brown was third with 1,838 points. Logan Watson-Brown won the 13 and over girls division with 4,283 points. Skylar Paul was second with 3,853 points, and Taylor White was third with 3,648 points. Jesse Washington won the 13 and over boys division with 4,195 points. Brian Desmond was second with 3,802 points, and Sam Williamson was third with 3,239 points. The 2018 Comet Class Sailing Flagpole to Flagpole race took place yesterday. Keith Fogo sailing Kitty Hawk along with crew Stephen Dickinson led from start to finish to claim the 2018 title. Dale Bringman and Keon Webb finished second, with Gledman Lambert and his crew Stephen Mabry finishing in third. The Bermuda Powerboat Association's 2018 season got underway with 7 boats hitting the course off the Spanish Point Boat Club. The first race day saw competitors tackle a 45-minute marathon race. David Sally and Matthew Smith won the A-Class race, with Mark Sally and Jordan Fletcher picking up the win in the B-Class. Sean Butterfield and Alex Gibbs won the D-Class, with Henry Tolbert and Andrew Cottingham claiming the win in the S-Class. I'm Earl Baisden with Bermuda Broadcasting Sports.
Thanks, Earl. Well, that's all from us tonight. I'm Diane Brewer. Hope to see you at the same time tomorrow. I'll be here. Will you? Good night.